Welcome to what many call the original Death Valley, Clemson, South Carolina, where the crowd is rocking in anticipation of the showdown we have in store. Today, a clash between a couple of ACC rivals in a game that could have big-time implications for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the 5th-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. 48 Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Nothing says my offense stinks like punting on first down. A low line drive and short kick. Looking for a block. It's Brown. He gets a block. Can they catch him? You want to talk about dynamic ability to flip a field on display right there. And it was just about a return for a touchdown. They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Trying the run. It's Maffa. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Clemson jumps to the line. They go to the ground. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
And perhaps there's some confusion. The field goal unit is out there. And as a holder picks his spot, it'll be a 25-yard attempt. Absolutely perfect. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And this guy has been a machine all season long. He is absolutely automatic. You know you're getting 3 points when this guy jogs on the field.
So they are lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. He'll be out of bounds at the 23 after gambling and bringing it out of the end zone. Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. That last possession, the early punt, losing track of the downs, whatever it was, David, that was a fireable offense. They better atone here.
I mean, that is unbelievable. That no one catches that? Like the first coach, the second coach, maybe a player. Hey, it's not 4th down, and we punted the football. I got nothing.
The only dude who liked that play call was the punter.
Analytics replaced with idiotics.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, it's Drones. Quickly out to the tight end. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Really nice looking pass there. I'll tell you, they ask you to do a lot at Virginia Tech when you're the quarterback. You're expected to make plays with your feet because of some of the greats that have come before you, but you've also got to be able to hurt defenses throwing it as well. The entire playbook is open and at your disposal, and this guy right now, he's showing you with his arm talent, he can carve up this defense.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I'll tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That is coverage just the way they designed it, and they've got him backed up. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The give out of the gun. The ball's free. The D scoops it up, and everybody reverses field. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Offensive players, when they got the ball in their hand, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Quarterback empties his backfield. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. They'll start this drive with a pass. And he can't find his man in the end zone as he was trying to pay off this red zone chance.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Takes the handoff. It's Tootin. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute and you've got to lock in.
They get him on the ground at the 36 after a pickup of 5. There's an idea that Clemson can only run the ball when they sort of trick you and get you in space, but they're showing a lot of versatility now.
Yeah, I think the word you were looking for was finesse. They've been a finesse offense, more about tempo and body blows than it is about, being physical up front. But if this unit does get that physicality and get that ground game and a good offensive line, I think that's when you see the best of the Clemson Tigers.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They'll line up for a second down play.
Get set, get set.
Using his legs, it's Haynes. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up 1 to the 35.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Fires to the wideout. And the ball is intercepted. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
To throw, it's Drones. Now adjusting. He's looking on the right side. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Pushes ahead for a pickup of 1 down to the 13. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They're testing the right side here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe.
Clemson, 3.
So now to start the 2nd quarter, they'll line up and try a field goal. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. That is no good. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. Clemson is quick to the line. On the run, it's Maffa. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. The give to the back. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. Quarterback checking the play. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Got it in the middle. It's Maffa. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, try to get that elusive guy on the ground.
And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the first down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the first down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field possession. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
He's going to pass. Throws to the wideout. Got his man to the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The Hokies have pushed it inside the 20. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Pocket starts to collapse. And a little too much adrenaline on that throw never gave his receiver a chance. Offense gets set for second down. Calls his own number. He's there to make the stop.
As a quarterback, you've got to know in this area of the field, it's tough to throw, right? The windows, they open and close so quickly when you get down to the red zone. What helps you is running the football, but that's tough today because you're going up against one of the top 25 defenses stopping the run.
Makes the catch. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
A first down run in the red zone. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. They've been denied on 2 of their 3 previous red zone trips, looking to pay this one off with a touchdown. Quarterback sneaks ahead. Wedges, pushes, and he's over and in for the touchdown.
Man, those are so hard to stop defensively. We're just trying to dive in there on the D-line and create a pile, and you stuff them on first down, and second down they go to Old Faithful, run the quarterback sneak to perfection.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Northwestern has the lead right now. Feels like they've been on top since the walk with a send-off, but they haven't been able to pull away. They're up by 7 over Toledo. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. On the ground, it's Mappa. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22. Clemson jumps to the line. Right back to it. Followed that blocking and got 5 out to the 26. Now looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 26. He'll try the left side. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. The Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Running to the left. Thrust that arm out. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running a football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it a little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Dropping back, it's Klubnik. Snags it over the middle. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. They kept that drive alive, but still ground to cover here on 1st down. He's looking to throw it. Fires on the run. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Going to try to get it himself. He gets it oh so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Not willing to try that 55-yard field goal. They'll try to move the chains on 4th and short. Across the 25. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Clemson. And with the extra point, they cut the lead to 14-10. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. And the score came on an impressive run from the 20. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to...
He's got it on the left. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
And you just could not allow that to happen defensively, giving up a big play like that. They're going to need to now play with some sense of urgency if they're not going to give up any points here before the end of the half.
The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Unleashes one deep. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Hokies. That was a lightning-fast drive that ends with a touchdown.
If you can string a few more drives like that together, man, we might as well get our popcorn out because we're going to get a lot of scoring.
And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. What a display of explosive capabilities on that drive. 75 yards, 2 plays, and a touchdown.
Clemson, 10.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and...
It's complete! A huge pickup! And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.